We're going to talk about the order of operations. And as I'm talking here, I want you to write down what I have listed on the board, because this is going to be the whole key to order of operations and knowing which operations you have to do first, which mathematical operations you have to do first when you're given an equation. And so the order that you're going to do these things in, and we'll do some examples, is you will always do what's in the parentheses first. Then you will do the exponents. If you don't know what exponents are, you need to watch the video on Facebook and then come back. Multiplication, and then division, and then addition, and then subtraction. So this is the order of, when we're given an expression, the order that we are going to do the mathematical operations in. One way to remember this, because you'll have to memorize this, is if you look at the first letter of each of these words. PEMDAS. One way to remember that people use is please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. So if you can remember, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, P, parentheses first, excuse E, exponents, M, multiplication, D, division, A, addition, S, subtraction. So this is the hierarchy that we're going to do these in. So if you can remember, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, that's a way that people remember this order. So we're going to look at two examples. So make sure you write this down and memorize this. If we're given 3 squared plus 16 divided by 8 minus, and in parentheses, 7 plus 2 squared times, and again in parentheses, 5 minus 3 cubed. So we need to evaluate this expression, but to do that we have to use the order of operations. Anytime you're doing any sort of evaluating any sort of expression, you have to remember the order of operations. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. So we start with please, P, parentheses. We do what's inside the parentheses first. So we're just going to look at this. So here we have 7 plus 2 squared. So we're only looking at what's in this parentheses. 7 plus 2 squared. Now, within that expression, we have an exponent. So there's no more parentheses. So the next one was please excuse, E stands for exponent. So there's no parentheses, so we go to E, exponent. Well, this has an exponent, 2 squared. So this equals, so we have to do this first, 7 plus 4, because 2 squared is 4. Please excuse my, there's no M, there's no multiplication. D, there's no division. There is an addition, 7 plus 4. So we do that and we get 11. So we've changed this parentheses into the number 11. So what you want to do is always just write down, keep copying over what you've simplified. So we've made this parentheses an 11. So now we still have 3 squared plus 16 divided by 8 minus, we've gotten rid of the parentheses. We made that 11, right? Because 7 plus 2 squared is 11. Times, we still have this parentheses, 5 minus 3 cubed. So now we're at this step. Parentheses first. So now we need to look at these parentheses. So we just look inside that and it says 5 minus 3. Well, that's easy. That's 2, right? So we can change this parentheses into a 2. So now we have 3 squared plus 16 over 8 minus 11 times 2. 2 was in the parentheses, but remember the parentheses was cubed. So we have a 2, but we have to maintain that exponent of cubed. So it's 2 cubed. So we got rid of all of our parentheses. So we're past the please part, the P part, and we're now on to exponents. Please excuse, E is for exponents. Well, the first one we run into is this one, 3 squared. So we have to evaluate that because it has an exponent. So 3 squared is 9. So now we have 9 plus 16 divided by 8 minus 11 times 2 cubed. Well, we still have an exponent, so we're still on E. 2 cubed is an exponent. Cubed is an exponent, so we have to evaluate that. 2 cubed equals 8. 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. So now we have 9. Again, we're just rewriting what we have times 8 because we evaluated that. So now we've done please excuse. Now we're on to my, M, multiplication. So we do have one multiplication here, so we have to do that. So 11 times 8 is 88. So we can replace that. We have 9 plus 16 over 8 minus 88, because 11 times 8 is 88. We don't have any other multiplications. Please excuse my dear. D is for division. Here's a division, 16 divided by 8. So that's the next thing we have to do. So 16 divided by 8 is 2. So we have 9 plus 2 minus 88. So please excuse my dear aunt. A, addition. We have an addition. So I'm going to just go over here. So 9 plus 2 is 11. The only thing we have left is that subtraction. So 11 minus 88 is negative 77. I'll try and write that a little bit better here. We had 11 minus 88, and we just do that, and you get negative 77. So we started out with this. We did parentheses first. We first did this parentheses, and we got 11. Then we did this parentheses. We got a 2 cubed. Then we did the exponents. We did this exponent, and we got 9. Then we did this exponent, and we got 8. Then we did the multiplication of 88. Then we did the division. And then we did the addition. And then we did the subtraction. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. And so the answer is negative 77. You're not going to get that answer if you do 3 squared plus 16 divided by 8 minus, if you just do it from left to right. You have to look inside the expression and pull out which operation you're supposed to do next. We'll do one more example. 8 minus 7.3 minus 2.3 squared divided by the square root of 25. So again, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. P, parentheses first. So we do what's in the parentheses, which is 7.3 minus 2.3. That just equals 5. So now we can write this as 8 minus 5 squared, because we have to keep the squared on there. We just evaluated what was in the parentheses, divided by the square root of 25. So there's no more parentheses, so we go to exponents. Well, here's 5 squared. So we have 8 minus 25 divided by the square root of 25. The square root of 25 is really an exponent. It is 25 to the 1/2. So we have to evaluate that next, because we're still on exponents. So the square root of 25 is 5. And if you don't know how to do that, you need to watch the videos on roots. So now we have square root of 25 is 5. Please excuse my, we don't have any multiplication. Dear, D is division, so we have a division. So 8 minus 25 divided by 5. is 5. Please excuse my dear aunt, we don't have an addition, we just have a subtraction. So that equals 3. So again, remember the little mnemonic of please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, and remember you have to look which operation you have to do next. You can't just go left to right. You have to do parentheses first, and then exponents, etc.